Waking up from the best hangover I've ever had after partying on a yacht sailing in the southern shores of Kansas, I felt like a spring mongoose bearing its head for the first breeze of the morning air. Fresh. So after gathering my senses, I immediately entered the first sphincter I saw, only to be greeted by the most amazing of sights. The Matrix. Then the sweet, sweet code of Mother Morpheus rained down upon me, the most amazing woman I have ever seen in my life, only for her to immediately flirt with me.
Abomination. This is your end.
By Cupid's arrow.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles.
Oh. My head. What is this?
This is love, baby.
Vlaakith blesses me this day.
Me too. So as I fought side by side with Lady Love, we mowed down all those who stood before us like the stars themselves aligned to hear our heartbeats. We were victorious and began heading further onwards. As I immediately entered the next sphincter I saw, I was greeted by my grandmother's greatest fear, a computer. And after a slow jaunt and a long pause, I quickly began slapping buttons to avenge my Meemaw. Which led to an instant fight, one of which I knew my Aphrodite and I could handle without concern, and as I demonstrated how I could swirl the air like a champion, my Madonna made quick work to fell our foes. Not wanting to let Helen of Troy down, I got the final blow on the most dangerously unconscious enemy I had ever seen, and immediately began to touch another computer.
Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
And rejected.
Come on! Get me out of this thing! Please!
It cannot be helped. Come.
So I immediately entered the next sphincter I saw.
Once inside, do as I say.
To be greeted by what could only be described as a P. Diddy party. The foreplay was intense and we were running low on baby oil. So me and my missus made quick work of the deviants and our way towards what I thought would be the back rooms.
Hurry!
Not wanting the old ball and chain to continue nagging, I did what all men in healthy relationships do. I ran as fast as I could to the nearest slime-covered phallic object I could find.
Transponder. You made it in time.
And as soon as I began to ingratiate myself with foreplay, I was greeted by a furry. I did not know it was going to be that kind of party. I quickly found myself being thrown around like a meerkat on a merry-go-round. Whee! After taking a wrong turn at Albuquerque, we finally arrived at our family vacation destination. Whee! After mentally exchanging insurance information, I quickly fled the scene. And as I found myself waking up with the worst hangover I had ever had, I quickly began picking the pockets of the dead who had washed ashore and went through their valuables. As I continued to dig through the deceased, I found what I can only describe as the most perfect hat I had ever seen. Looking the best I ever had, I continued down the path, plundering the parcels of previously present people. Then I picked flowers. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Only to wander upon another soft-spoken southern belle.
Blasted door, What? Stop!
Not another stepper out.
Suddenly you see what she sees.
It's the
Feel
hat.
What she feels. Confusion.
Did you feel that?
Knowing exactly where this pillow talk was going, I played hard to get, not forgetting the love I once knew in a previous life, minutes before.
This is how the mind flayers breed.
Hey, maybe let's have dinner first. I haven't even cooked the fish heads I stole from all these corpses. After again explaining to her how I had a rare assortment of liberated fish heads down at my family camp, I invited her to join me. Then, after introducing herself, the conversation got complicated. She asked my name. I'm, Vegragita. I'm Vegragita.
Lead the way.
After the poor decision skills of my companion became apparent, we decided to head out. Fighting more of what we both needed, we found ourselves on the cusp of imminent victory. Afterwards, with some well-aimed flattery, Shadowheart made a play for my other heart, my hat, a trait upon which I agreed, if only to stifle her jealousy. Later, we found ourselves face to face with a terror that made the mind flayers look like flying squirrels by comparison. And albino! Ah!
How do you chill?
What the hell is even that?
After joining forces, we introduced an old friend to the bottom of my boot. Shortly after, we came upon another magical orifice of unknown nature. Doing what comes naturally around unusual openings, I decided to reach out and touch it. In alignment with every other time, it was a bad idea. Then to my surprise, like the good ending to a Saturday night choose-your-own-adventure romance novel, a hand came out of the hole.
A hand? Anyone?
After being snubbed out of an awkward high five, I decided to strangle this ugly excuse of a sock puppet.
Quick little pull should do that.
I had the upper hand until it brought back up. Making peace with the person it pooped, we departed on our way towards the rumors of the lair of the Bone Lord, where we happened upon the helpless in our path. After successfully beginning a dialogue between our peaceful parties, we began an animated debate full of nuance and well-thought-out arguments that we lobbed down with furious might into the faces of our newly met opposition. Deciding I was a bit sleepy from my earlier concussion of the falling ship that I definitely had a permit to crash, I went to bed, fully confident in my companion's ability to adhere to proper negotiating practices and safeguards for emergency protocol in the spirit of compromise. After getting my well-needed beauty sleep, we decided to press onwards into the crypt of the Bone Lords in hopes to further spread our mission of peace. Convincing one of the people inside to let us speak with their friends, they pointed us towards the direction of a lively conversation. Making our presence known, we were invited into a friendly game of one-sided punch for punch. I decided that I had had enough of being a short king and turned into my inner Coca-Cola ad, which I know we all keep hidden deep down inside. At that point, it was only a short matter of time before our peaceful approach began to bear fruit.
If not over, then through.
Entering further into the crypt and falling back on old habits that seemed to die hard, I quickly began robbing the dead at the first sight of unattended old bones. Surprisingly, this time they seem to have taken it personally. So, doing what only came naturally to us, we began the complicated process of delicately explaining the benefits of seeing things our way. While the conversation did get off to a rocky start, eventually they did in fact begin to understand my strong desire for their things. Demonstrating our prowess with the English language, we successfully diffused the situation, implementing a peaceful solution to what could have otherwise been an unpleasant ending. Continuing on after spreading academia, we finally found him. Hey Dad, did you finally find the smokes at the store?
What is the worth of a single mortal's life?
I need about 350.
Moving on, I led the party out of the crypt, safely through the doorway and into an unoptimized part of the Matrix.
There's a trace.
Walking further along, we happened to cross what I could only describe as fate. My beloved discovered again, in need of a daring rescue, and she couldn't even help but flirt with me.
Prisoner's white-hot stare.
Get rid of them.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Lower the trap. Ready your blade.
No, 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 no! Wait.
Are you alright?
I think so.
Hold it together. What we started.
Yes, of course. Of course.
So, after everything went exactly to plan and a little mandatory back and forth flirting, we decided we were reunited once again.
Well chosen.
Well,
Call me Lae'zel. Fool. No point in showing a mad dog kindness, it'll still bite you in the end.
And that's how Shadowheart lost her hat privileges. With the might of the hat being granted to the most deserving party member, we decided to make camp for the night before moving on. But not before Shadowheart decided to drive a wedge between me and my Wonder Woman. Telling her not to stir the pot, she confirmed that revoking her hat-worthy status was the right call to make.
I was merely making an observation.
I told her we'd talk about it in the morning.
We did just talk about it. Let's rest.
Never before had my hat-appointing prowess been better placed than in this moment in my life. We were woken up in the morning by a commotion the likes of which many had likely seen before.
nobody gets in! Zevlor's orders!
That pack of goblins will be on us any second!
And he wasn't lying. Those little legs of theirs came rat-a-tat-tattering on in, with a pitter and a prattering. While reminiscent of my days as a Jerry Springer bodyguard, the fight between the goblins in the Grove reminded me of an episode we did covering the Margarita Marinara massacre of the Olive Gardens in World War II at the Battle of Deep Dish. While completely fabricated, the striking similarities between the two moments in time couldn't be underestimated. And I know what you're thinking.
What the hell is even that?
And that's how I saved the Grove and convinced everybody to love me. Returning home and entirely forgetting that I had rewound time to save the most precious life that had ever existed, I wandered by the beach, wondering why my father had not yet returned home from the store with his smokes. And then it struck me.
Oh, fuck me.
And that's how I found my dad. After converting everyone with my silver tongue to seeing the ways of the woods, we went back to wander around town like the wild animals we all were, surely to demonstrate our strength and might to those who would question our... Damn it, Shadowheart, this is why you lost your hat privileges. And with the reality-shattering start to our adventure, we headed into town, blissfully unaware of the nearby pet cemetery.
No, 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 no! Wait! Wait!